Each one of us are individualized expressions of God. Ernest Holmes lets us know this creative source in the universe we can use. We're using this power called God all the time. And the way that we use it, Science of Mind teaches us what we think, what we believe, what we embody in consciousness most of the time becomes demonstrated in our lives. Right here, right now, as I speak my word, I know that it is God Almighty that speaks through me. I speak my word for this East Bay Church of Religious Science community. I speak my word accepting and knowing the truth. And the truth is that God is fully present and our services unfold with divine perfection, harmony, and ease. I'm accepting and knowing that God is fully present as infinite peace, as love, as harmony, as joy. I bless our ministers, our ministries, our congregants, our volunteers, our children, for I know that God is fully present. I particularly bless and lift up our senior minister, Reverend Celeste, as she continues to answer God's call. I bless her, knowing that God is being demonstrated in His divine perfect love, compassion. I accept from Reverend Celeste divine perfect wisdom, guidance. As our church continues to grow, I know that we grow and prosper in a consciousness of divine perfect oneness, divine perfect ease. Our brothers and sisters around the world, whether they are worshiping in synagogues, temples, ashrams, mosques, wherever truth is being taught, we know they are blessed. For our brothers and sisters around the world who might be experiencing challenging experiences, for those who might not have homes or don't know where their next meal is coming from, for those who might be incarcerated, for those who might be experiencing health challenges, for those who might find themselves in harm's way, from Afghanistan to Syria to East Oakland, we surround with God's infinite love and light. And I just give thanks for this opportunity to speak my word, the word of God. I give thanks for this opportunity to be in service. I give thanks for this divine, perfect God expression known as East Bay Church of Religious Science, where we're encouraged to learn, to fellowship, to grow, to know the truth. The truth. God is all there is. We are one with this power called God. With God, all things are possible. I release my word into the creative aspect of God known as the universal law of mind, knowing there is a creative medium which is always saying yes. So for all of those present, for those who are live streaming, for those who are not able to be here, I'm knowing that the law is saying yes to a life of divine, perfect love, peace, harmony, freedom, justice, balance, divine prosperity, divine perfect health and well-beingness, divine perfect relationships, divine perfect faith. Release my word. I let it go. I surrender, knowing my word is accomplished. Or to Him I send it. I let go, knowing that God's will is being done. All is well. All is God. And if any of what has been shared resonates with you as being the truth, I invite you to join me in claiming and accepting this word as being the truth. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
So it is.
And so it is.
I
morning. Good morning. A super good morning to you all. My name is Richard Scott, and it's my blessing to be your pulpit assistant for this morning. We're grateful for all of you being here at East Bay Church of Religious Science. You could have chosen to stay at home and make guacamole. Just as a reminder, if you haven't already done so, we invite you to turn off your cell phones or any electronic devices. Here at East Bay Church of Religious Science, we believe very much in prayer. We know that prayer works. Ask me how I know. We invite you, if you have a concern or a problem that is on your heart, we have prayer requests available here. You can fill out a prayer request for yourself or for another or for a concern. The prayer requests are in the back of the sanctuary, or they're next to the prayer box for Own of the City. These prayer requests, when they're filled out, they go into the prayer box, and at the end of the service, the minister blesses the prayers. And for the next 30 days, one of our practitioners prays over your prayers. We also have a very special free service. Licensed practitioners are available for prayer. We invite you to see a licensed practitioner after the service. With those practitioners who are available for prayer, please stand up. The practitioners can be identified by the purple stoles that we wear. These practitioners, they've had training, they've studied, they've been licensed by the Centers for Spiritual Living to provide a very special form of prayer called affirmative prayer, science of mind treatment. So don't go home with a problem or concern. See one of these folks after service. They'll be glad to pray with you. Underneath your chairs, you should have a laminated copy of the Declaration of Principles. We invite you to retrieve these copies. Folks on the front row will be supported by those behind them. These declarations of principles were written by Science of Mind founder Ernest Holmes. Around 1926, Dr. Holmes wrote these principles as what I believe. As religious science has evolved and become an organized religion, these declarations of principles are being recited in religious science centers around the world. There's a wonderful synergy that is created when like-minded people come together to recite what it is that they believe. If these words have meaning for you, we invite you to stand as we recite our Declaration of Principles as what we believe. Remember, as Jesus taught us, wherever two or more are gathered, touching and agreeing, you shall speak your word, know it is so. As we recite the words, remember the words are important, but more important than the words is the feeling behind the words. Amen. So together, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God
intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through the universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of the conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of is God, and so it is.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Richard. Good morning. My name is Reverend Celeste Frazier. I'm the spiritual leader for the East Bay Church of Religious Science. It's my joy to welcome you here this morning. I want to first point out something from the Declaration of Principles that we're going to be with this month. And that is, we believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. So I invite you to know that we welcome you from whatever background you came from, whatever race, whatever theology, or whether you had no theology at all. And so what we know is that this is a safe space, that this is a sanctuary, that this is a place where you can just simply be. And so I invite you to do so regardless of whatever your gender identification is, whatever your sexuality might be. It doesn't matter to us. But what does matter is that you feel at home. So as we move forward, I want to again anchor our thought for the day in this season for nonviolence, which started on January 30th and continues through April 4th. This is the 21st year we're celebrating the season for nonviolence, and East Bay is being very active with it again this year. Today we are reminded by Gandhi that we want to be the peace that we want to see in the world. And so I invite you into that. Now, if there is Brenda Bias in the house, please come forward. I need Arlene to get me something from the bookstore. Oh, here it is. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I got you. During the season for nonviolence, we are awarding Hero Awards for those who have been outstanding in their service to the community. Not only the East Bay community, not only Oakland, not only the Bay, but all over the world. And so today it is my joy to present this Local Hero Award to FACES. And that is an organization that is here that does many things around feeding the hungry, and in previous years has done amazing things for the community in many ways. This plaque reads, East Bay Church of Religious Science, in celebration of the spirit within you and your commitment to creating a world that works for everyone. The East Bay Church of Religious Science presents FACES with this Season for Nonviolence Local Hero Award, February 3, 2019, Oakland, California. You want to say something?
Thank you very much, Church. FACES is 20 years old as of last year, and so there's been many, many people volunteering and leading in all kinds of efforts, and we will continue. I would invite everyone who's ever assisted in a FACES project to please stand. I would expect everybody almost. All right. Thank you so much.
I'll give you a hug. get your container too.
Thank you.
Yes. And now, if there is anyone who is here for the first time, we ask that you stand now so that we may confer a blessing upon you. Yes. And the congregation raises their hands in your direction and repeats after me by saying, "Welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science."
Welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
You are a unique individualization of God.
You are a unique individualization of God.
You are love, intelligence, and beauty.
You are love, intelligence, and beauty.
You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
We thank God for you.
We thank God for you.
We honor you.
We honor you.
Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Please take your seats with honor. And now I invite the rest of us, and including our new visitors, to reach out and touch someone. Shake a hand, give a hug, at least give a smile.
Somebody's hand make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a
Excuse me.
Thank you to our inspirational music ministry, Reflections, featuring Sharon Henderson. Our women's chorus. Thank you. We will now have our community announcements.
Good morning, East Bay. Good morning. All right. One of the great things about rainy days is you can wear a head wrap and cut your morning quickly. All right, everyone. As always, please be sure to review your bulletins as well as checking out your Mind Over Matter newsletter so you can keep up with everything going on here at East Bay Church, because there's always something happening. I would like to just highlight a few key announcements for you. Our last membership class for the winter quarter is today at 1 o'clock in the Reverend E building. This is your last opportunity to become a member in time for voting during our March annual meeting. So please, if you haven't already, complete the membership application or just stop by for today's workshop. Our Beacon of Light Prison Ministry will be meeting on Wednesday, February 6th at 4 p.m. in the Reverend E building. Reverend Anthony, if you could please stand. Okay. Reverend Anthony has been fostering this ministry. Yes. Thank you all. If you have any questions or are unable to attend but still want to serve, please see Reverend Anthony. He'll be happy to talk to you. And again, that meeting is this Wednesday at 4 o'clock. On Saturday, our Health and Wellness Ministry is hosting, or I should say presenting, a workshop entitled Healthy Black Aging, Workshops, Information, and Body Movement. Kawaza, please stand. Kawaza's in the back. Thank you. Kawaza leads our health ministry, and if you have any questions about this event, which is taking place on Saturday, February 9th, beginning at 10 o'clock, please just see him immediately after service. We have an addendum to that. One moment.
There will be body workers available at the event on Saturday to give you various kinds of treatments for your energy work and for your well-being. One of the body workers is available this Friday if you're interested in getting a massage, an etheric healing, or chakra balancing on Friday. And so we can check in with the office this week if you're interested in getting an appointment during the day on Friday or on Monday. Those 2 days are available for you to be able to take advantage of that. This is an extension of our well-being seminar that's happening this Saturday. This Saturday during the event, there are also opportunities for you to get work from various body workers at $1 per minute, and I believe that the increments are 20 minutes. So I wanted you to be aware of that so you can take care of yourself, all right?
Join East Bay and Reverend Liza Rankow for the powerful workshop on the living wisdom of Howard Thurman. The workshop is scheduled for February 17th at 1 o'clock. And during that time, we will learn about how Dr. Thurman's work speaks directly to today's personal and social issues, highlighting the powerful connection between spirituality and social transformation. And if you don't know Howard Thurman, all you need to know is that he was an influence on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's reason enough to come because his teachings have carried on for so much. Again, that is going to be Sunday the 17th at 1 o'clock. And we still need registration volunteers. So since you all are going to be there anyway, if you'd like to volunteer and support the education ministry, they do need people to assist with setup beginning at 12. So if you're available, please stop by our SEVA service desk later after service to let that team know. This year's Black History Month celebration will be held on Saturday, February 23rd at 4:30. The theme for this year's celebration is incredibly relevant and just changed. 400 years of African American resilience. The event will include a keynote presentation by noted author and African American Studies professor Dr. Sean Ginwright, a Black History science display, dance, music, and a soulful feast. Please sign up to volunteer with the Black History Month Organizing Committee at their table in the Fellowship Hall following service. Choir additions. If you are tired of singing in your car or in your shower and you want to bring that energy into service, now is your chance. Mark your calendars for Saturday, March 9th at 11 a.m. All choirs will be holding auditions, so this is the stage. It's like America's Got Talent, but East Bay, and the talent is singing. If you have any questions, please reach out to Vanessa Wynn. Her email is listed in your bulletin. And finally, as Reverend Celeste has already mentioned, the season for nonviolence is here, and volunteers are still needed. We need people who are willing to help with planning and volunteers to help with the Nonviolent Communication Panel on Saturday, March 16th at 2 p.m., our Peace Vigil at Lake Merritt on Friday, March 22nd, and for the screening of The Last Shadow on Friday, March 29th. If you are interested and available to serve in this capacity, please stop by the SEVA service table. Harriet, if you could please stand. Everyone should know Harriet Johnson, but just in case, that's Harriet. She will be at the SEVA table this afternoon and is happy to answer any questions you all might have. As always, thank you all so much.
Please feel free to take your bulletins home with you and govern yourselves accordingly. Oh, please welcome our music ministry, our women's ensemble. The band is Reflections, featuring Sharon Henderson. And even though the music might be entertaining, keep in mind that the purpose of the music is to inspire and open our hearts and our minds. So please welcome our music ministry.
We are the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. And we are that light of God. All right. I want you to join in with us as we celebrate with this African chant, celebration of Black History Month. Y'all all know it, so I want y'all to be dancing up in the aisles, okay? All right? This is your time. See ya.
Give some more love to the women's. Reflections. Sharon Henderson, lead vocal. Mark on keys. Tony on lead guitar. Vino on drums. So while we're marching in the light of God, we're not simply marching doing something that's just simply a physical idea. We are marching, meaning that we are intentionally moving in the light of God. So we're just not moving, right? We're moving in the light. We don't want to be moving in the shadow, right? We want to be moving in the light of God, live streamers, okay? So walking in the light of God is really being able to feel the presence of God with each step, with each lift of the foot, and to be praying in the light of God means to let God's wisdom wash over us and to be led by it. So we began with this month's theme of seeking the common good. So in the first song, when we're talking about praying for you and how we want to be with each other, that's what we're talking about during the season for nonviolence. How we want to honor each other, how we want to speak to each other, how we want to be. And so as we move forward in this, I want you to be aware that family values is my topic this morning. So when the ladies were singing, "We are family," that's a reminder. Yes, this is East Bay family. And yes, East Bay family is part of a bigger family. Part of the Oakland family, part of the Bay family, part of the California family, part of the American family, and part of the Earth family. So there's no border or barrier or wall that is standing in the way of us being in love with each other and being aware of the presence of God in and as each other. Now, the Dalai Lama in the book of the month, Beyond Religion, Ethics for a Whole World, says, "We are giving too much attention to the external material aspects of life while neglecting moral ethics and inner values." So that's what we're going to be with today. We're going to be looking at the qualities that we appreciate. We're going to be being present with the same kind of qualities that animals appreciate and animals are able to express: concern, affection, and warm-heartedness. We call that collectively compassion. You know, we want to alleviate the suffering of others, yes? I had, for a short time, posted something. You know, I took it down after Snopes said that it wasn't true, and someone reminded me that it wasn't true. It seemed true to me, so I'll describe the image. There is an elephant that in his trunk is carrying a lion cub. Okay, and a lioness is walking alongside them. And the story is, fiction or not, I believe it's true somewhere, somehow, that the little cub was having difficulty walking in the heat and the ground was hot, and they were going to need to make it to a pool of water. So the elephant enveloped the young cub in its trunk to carry it to the water with its mother. What an opportunity for us to help a mother who is struggling with a young child. What an opportunity is for us to help a neighbor who is struggling, trying to get to their good. And so these are the kinds of things that we're going to be talking about and being about over the next 8 weeks. We have many wonderful opportunities to do so. The Local Hero Award that I gave a little bit early in the program today, but it's something that we're going to continue to do over the course of these 2 months. And not all from East Bay, but they're from different parts of the Bay who are doing important work in the world that have an effect across the planet. And I want you to know that everything that you do matters. And it doesn't just matter here, it matters everywhere. Because vibrationally, something is happening that is shifting towards the vibration of love. So in our First Fridays, this past Friday, we featured Reverend Dr. Francione and her art. And it was a wonderful event. It was very well attended, and some art was sold. And I want to remind you, in case you didn't hear it, that for every piece of art sold, there's a tie that comes back to East Bay. And there are some wonderful pieces that are there. I'm wanting to know that at least one of those will not be sold before I put my money in there. But there is one piece that is sitting aside that Dr. Francione has designated for the community outreach ministry. So when that painting is sold, 100% of the proceeds of that goes to the homeless program that we do here at East Bay. So I want you to understand how we are stepping into the light of God, and how we are marching into the light of God, and how we are dancing in the light of God. So, yes, we appreciate kindness and patience and tolerance and forgiveness. And yes, we are adverse to greed and malice and hatred and bigotry. But we want to promote our positive qualities, the qualities of our heart, of our core. And we want to learn to combat our more destructive properties, right? We want to not negate that they are there, but we want to be with them, and we want to dance them away, but also being conscious about how we are releasing it and letting it be transformed into something else. You know, we cannot ignore our inner life without risking our inner peace. And our outer problems arise when we ignore our inner lives. So, Super Bowl Sunday. For the past 12 years, each talk on this Sunday has included football for me in my message. So what I'm going to invite you into is a scenario where we are on the field. And I'm going to call the huddle the Namaste huddle, okay? So we are here, right? And we are here and we're having a conversation in the huddle about what our goals are, what our values are. And that huddle is really an opportunity to connect with the inner self of everybody on the team. Everybody who is in the huddle is catching a collective vision, moving toward their success. So having this shared vision allows them to be fortified and feel supported and feeling clear and connected, right? Right? So that indicates that we are of one accord. All right. Now, there's an imaginary line called a line of scrimmage that is standing one side where we are absolutely clear and connected, and on the other side, fear is. It's an imaginary line. You can't see it, but we know that there's a line there. We can feel that there's a line there. We know energetically something is different on this side of the line than there is on the other side of the line. Yes? All right. Now, what happens at the snap may be determined about how distracted we may get about what's on the other side of the imaginary line. Or we could be very dedicated to our success on this side of the line. And success is not being measured by points. It's being measured by intention. So the defensive team is representing our fear of being attacked. Right? So now the offense is the team who is not being distracted by the outer things and keeping the focus on the inner realm. And although the field we're playing on does not have only our intention in mind, there's other energies that are on this field. But that outer stuff does not in and of itself have the power to defeat you. Say to your neighbor, the outer does not have the power to defeat you. The outer does not have the power to defeat you. Okay? So now, we are not going to disengage willingly from our inner intent. And we're not going to consciously or unconsciously break our agreements with our inner values. All right? Now, because adverse conditions and circumstances do not defeat us, but they challenge our commitment to our true values. Yes? So if the intention in moving the ball from point A to point B requires a team member, then we have to connect. Otherwise, our intention is not complete. You might call it incomplete. It was caused perhaps either by poor judgment or something called interference. Right? So let's call the ball the common good, right? This is the common good that we're carrying, and we want to share it with our team member because our team member knows our shared value. Our team member is going to help us bring that shared value where it needs to go across the field, right? And so now we have this player on the other team representing our fearful thoughts. And that person on the other team is wanting to block us. And they are not in alignment with our intention to get the common good down the field. Now, the neutral zone is the length of the football. So when they're in the snap, there's that neutral zone where before the center passes it to the quarterback, there's that neutral zone right there. Now, there is in that neutral zone pure potentiality for anything to happen. So now once the snap has occurred and there's 11 players on each side of that imaginary line, it could be an I formation, it could be, I don't know, could be a 4-3-2. I don't know what that formation might be. It may be any kind of different configuration of how we're going to approach getting that common good to where it needs to go. Right? So the center is ready to do whatever the center needs to do to make sure that the quarterback is able to get that ball where it needs to go. Now, there are offensive guards who are being there assuring that the quarterback is going to get that common good down the field, right? And now we want to make sure that we avoid all possible traps. You know how that trap can happen. Somebody might try to block down a lineman, one of the offensive tackles, one of the guards or the center. And now we're going to make sure that there is a tight end also, along with the two wide receivers who are in agreement with us for getting our common good down the field. Now, on the other side is the defensive team. The defensive team has their own agenda. The defensive team wants to block, they want to pass, they want to take down anything that is about to score on their part of the field, because they are not interested in what your particular common good is that you want to get down there. They're interested in the common good that they want to get down the field. So in order for them to get their common good down the field, they're going to have to stop you so that they can take possession of it. Yes? And so in the process, many things may occur. There may be an opportunity to get to these various little positions where there's, 10 yards that you want to be able to get to as you're willing to ease your way down the line. But then there's also another possibility that there could be somebody on the Rams team who's going to take it all the way home to the end zone. I said LA Rams. So, that wide receiver is ready to catch that common good, ready to be able to take that common good home to the end zone where it's going to make a whole lot of people benefit, right? And it knows that when it gets to that end zone that he's going to be dancing in the light of God, right? He's going to be marching, dancing, praying, thanking God, right? But so in the process, there's other things that can occur. And in the process, there might be a fumble. In the process, there might be some kind of way that wide receiver was not willing to know that there were going to be some snags along the way, some defensive linemen that are challenging him and making his way down the field. And he may lose his grip on the common good. And what may be happening in our day-to-day experiences is that we may be intimidated by people who are not in alignment with what we know to be true. And we may feel that their attempts to stop us are going to be more successful than our intention to share our common good. There are various things that occur in our lives on a day-to-day basis and on a week-to-week basis. And there are certain things that just seem like they can get our attention and keep us away from our good. There might be 4 12-year-old girls in Binghamton, New York, who are just laughing and having a good time. And somebody might have a problem with them having a good time, thinking, well, those 12-year-old little black girls must be on drugs. Right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to demand that they strip search down to their underwear, down both layers of their tights, to make sure that they're not hiding any drugs on their person. I'm calling that an interference. I'm calling a penalty on that. And I'm saying, yes, I'm saying that there's a mindset that not only is it about the penalizing, because so much of our system is based on that God 1.0 mentality where somebody's got to be punished. But what needs to happen is that somebody needs to punt that mindset into the end zone so that it is no longer of our concern. Amen. So that a little girl who refuses to remove her clothes is not suspended by the school. So that all 4 little girls are not traumatized for the rest of their lives based on someone's ignorance. Based on a defensive lineman who didn't want the common good of joy to be fulfilled. I got a little annoyed by that whole situation. because the word Binghamton was very close to the word Birmingham. And I'm able to watch my mind enough to know that there are triggers that can occur, okay? But I am real aware of what is going on in my inner mind so that I know what relationships I am making. And I also remember going to some black women who were on a train going to Napa for a wine tasting weekend. And they were just having so much fun. They were laughing loud on the train, and the people wanted to put them off the train, saying they were making too much noise. And since my niece has sent her mother on a trip to Napa, I was thinking, oh my goodness, that could have been them, when their value was joy and their intention was simply to have fun. But some defensive linemen came up against that and thought that they were too much in their joy and they didn't share that common good mentality. And so they wanted to tackle them. They wanted to block their good. So what I know is that whatever is going to occur with regard to these people in Binghamton, New York, and the school district, which we hope will be corrected in their thinking, that we are continuously holding on to our common values and not letting ourselves be kept from our joy, yes? Amen. Regardless of whomever it might be who are standing in the shadows and not in the light. So I liken this playing field to our life field, and that our playing field is still surrounded by divine love, and this is in my book, Divine Workplay. And so I am the quarterback of my life. I call the plays, right? I've studied the plays, I've practiced the plays, and now I get to execute the plays. Now I can get pushed back from the defensive linemen, and these particular defensive linemen that are coming from me, they are representing the old patterns that are no longer serving me. But I have not released them yet, so they're coming for me. And so I've got to get around them, right, in order to keep in alignment with my common good. And so these defensive linemen are representing these situations that are influencing my choices. And so I want to not go out of bounds trying to get away from them, but I do want to get around them so that when I am continuing on this love field, not the one in Dallas, but the field of love, as I'm continuing on this love field, I'm able to be freed up from those old patterns. I'm willing to be freed up from those situations that have been influencing my choices for way too long. And so what I know is that there may be an opportunity for me to be taken down, tackled to the ground. And although that may occur one time or two times or three times or how many ever times that there might be, I continue to have another opportunity, not only for a first down, but for a goal. And what I'm knowing is that I'm not so consumed about that last tackle that I can't continue to be on purpose about what my final goal is, to get to that end zone and to dance in the light of God. And what I know is that whatever that grievance may be that's coming at me, you know, those people that hurt my feelings, those people that were gossiping about me, those people who were saying things that influenced other people, all of those things coming my way as I'm headed down the field of love. Those betrayals, those heartbreaks, those moments where I might have even left my heart at the last play and got stuck. Okay? So I'm in the neutral zone. And may be ready for another opportunity to get down the field. And my ideas about who I am and what I want my outcome to be is my focus. Now I'm ready to change my plan, my thinking, my strategy. I'm going for a different play this time. It might be a desperate situation. I might have to call a Hail Mary. I'm just saying. What matters is my consciousness, right? Here I am. Now I'm at first and goal. It's a first down, and I've got possession of my good. And I'm in prime position for meeting my goal. And I'm closer to winning than I am to maintaining my status quo. I want to be in my joy more than I want to hold on to my past or my grievances. I'm going to put down my worries. My arms are open to carry that good. And then when I touch down, I'm a winner. And I'm dancing in the light of God. So I invite you, as you are watching this game this day, to remember what is really important, right? If you are just simply cheering for the LA Rams, that's one level. But perhaps you'll videotape, or I guess we don't videotape now, we DVR. If you're DVRing the game and you're watching it at another time, perhaps you can see, wow, that's me carrying my love. I'm not going to let anybody get in the way of me reaching my end zone, which is love and to be loved. Not as much be loved as to be loved. That's my goal. My goal is to be loved. Or perhaps my goal is to embrace the wisdom of God and to let it guide me down my field of life. Perhaps my value is to be of service. And I'm not going to let my schedule or my calendar or what everybody else says that I need to do get in the way of my service. I'm going to serve because I'm here for God. Yeah. Or my value might be to be that place of support, that place of being of support where I can, or a particular thing that I need to do. Maybe I want to serve on the Season for Nonviolence team. I don't know. Maybe I want to audition to be in the choir. I don't know what it might be. But it's nothing that's going to stop me from moving down that field, because I am determined to get in that end zone where I'm dancing in the light of God. And whatever it is that is calling so deeply and so profoundly on your heart, I invite you to keep your eye on the prize, to know that what you value is not simply a value of a few members of your family, but it is the value of the entire family of life, not even just the human family, not even just the animal kingdom, but the earth itself that is calling forth our value of it. The earth itself that wants us to be kinder and gentler to it. And I'm knowing that all of life that is conspiring for our good knows that we can have it, that it is ours by divine birthright, and there is no lineman, no thought, no old belief, no past, nothing that can stand in the way of making it to that end zone. I invite you to be in that intention of your values and carry it all the way until you are dancing in the light of God. Namaste. As the prayer box is coming forward by means of Kawaza, I'm asking that all ministers and practitioners stand with me now. As I breathe into the awareness of the bountiful good of God. As I breathe into the awareness of the source of all that is. I know that it is this grace that is abundant. It is this grace that doesn't require me to be anything, but that already knows my perfection, my wholeness, my completeness. It is that grace that has gifted me with an abundance of opportunities and possibilities. So I allow myself to be anchored in His love and open to His guidance, His wisdom. As I speak this word for Beverly Nelson, who is being with a diagnosis that is a threat to her energy, I'm knowing that regardless of what the doctor's limited expertise may say about her, that Beverly is whole, perfect, and complete. I am knowing the wholeness of her spirit is now informing her mental body, her emotional body, her physical body, all of her subtle bodies, all of her energy centers, all of her chakras of the truth of who she is, love incarnate. And I'm knowing for Beverly's sons that they know that as well. And any concern that they may have with regard to her being the way that she was and looking at it as appearing to be different now, that there is a value that they are holding for her of more life, more love, more peace, more wholeness, more perfection, more completeness, and it must outpicture because that is her truth. I'm knowing Hallelujah Dance in the end zone for Robert Crenshaw, Fabiana's father, who's preparing to come home from his time in rehab now. I am knowing peace for any and every one in Nadia's family who said farewell to her aunt in these last couple of weeks as she transitioned into a new zone. Not a neutral zone, but a greater expansive zone where she can truly be the light that she has been to Nadia and everyone else in the family. And so I'm knowing that Gertrude is dancing in the light of God. And so what I know is that as we prepare to host Nathan Pullen's memorial service later in March, that even now his daughter and everyone in Nathan's family is able to know that yes, he has moved into a newer horizon that is for his highest and best good. I'm knowing peace for everyone who has shared with me some kind of a concern about their health or their well-being or their finances. I'm knowing that there is a great, grand, and glorious way that God is revealing itself for each one who we have enveloped with our love. I am knowing that there is grace, eternal grace, expansive grace. I give thanks for grace in Binghamton and grace in every place where there appears to be an absence, for we know that God is always present. And we continue to look for indications by seeing the potentiality that is inherent in each one of us as individualized expressions of God. We call it forth. We shine our light in the direction of this good for everyone who has placed a prayer request in this prayer box. If it appears that there are some balances in your bank that are not in alignment with what you see as your good, we're knowing that there is a great, grand, and wonderful opportunity to just give thanks anyway. For gratitude is activating the possibility so that it comes into fruition and is no longer hanging out in the neutral zone. I'm knowing that service is a great, grand, and glorious way to show God that we are knowing that we are simply not looking to receive, but that we're looking to give of ourselves, and knowing that we're not doing that haphazardly. We're checking in with our values and we're serving from those places. I'm knowing that there's a wonderful way that our relationships are expanding in love. That whether they be in our family, whether it be with a child, whether it be with a parent, whether it be with a mother or a grandparent or a great-grandparent, however we are perceiving them in terms of whatever numbers they may have been on this earth, those are not the determining factors of their livelihood. We're knowing that any kind of conflict that we may be experiencing with anyone in our workplace or anyone who we're hanging out with and trying to have a good time with, and something comes up against us, we're knowing still that there is a greater idea that love is seeking to grow our muscles in loving. We're knowing peace for Gabriel, Reverend E's grandson, as we see him around here on the campus. And we're knowing peace for him in whatever challenges that he is having on a mental or physical level. For we know that his spirit is still complete. We're knowing that something great, grand, and glorious is still at work in him. We call it forth now. We accept it for him. And for every other thought that may be passing through our minds now with regard to what we would like to see, we are knowing that we are able to see that perfect outcome because God has placed it in our minds to the degree that it is already real. It is already complete. And so it is for this and so many more things that we're giving thanks for. We know that there are no limits to God's good. There are no limits to God's grace. There are no limits to God's love, its support, and its supply. In gratitude for it all, I release this word. I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Koaza. Well, now, we're getting ready for our time of giving. We're staying awake. We're staying present to this activity. And we're knowing that as we participate in the family values, that we do so knowing that the family has things that need to be paid for. We have people that come in and make sure that there's no creatures that should not be living on this side of our walls. We have people that we send money to so that we can be warm in the wintertime. We have all kinds of supplies that we need to do what we do to reveal the kingdom of heaven on earth. So as we prepare now to give our tithes and offerings, let us pray. Mother, Father God, infinite spirit, infinite supply, and all good. Oh, we know that there is a source that has an infinite supply. We've already received from it. And because we're continuing to be in that divine flow of giving. We give now with ease and with grace and without hesitation. For we know whether we do it by kiosk, whether we text to tithe 50155 to East Bay, whether we write a check or put in cash, that every expression of giving is received. And that we just keep proving that the abundance of blessings are so expansive, it may seem challenging for us to hold them all. So we give in gratitude, knowing God is able. I release my word, I let it be, and so it is. Amen. God is calling. Somebody answer.
I'm grateful, so
I know that whenever there is an opportunity for me to give thanks, I give thanks. So I give thanks now for everything that has been given in the baskets. I give thanks for everything that appears to be a challenge. I'm knowing that it's building my spiritual muscles. I give thanks for the opportunity to give thanks. In gratitude for it all, I release my word and I let it be. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen. Well, the children have been given curriculum for the season for nonviolence. I wonder if they're ready to share it with us.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. We celebrated the season of nonviolence this morning. We talked about speaking from the I for the little ones. And I'm going to let Dom share for our preteens and teen.
Hello.
Hey,
How
Dom.
y'all doing this morning? Good. So today we discussed using nonviolent communication in violent situations. We actually have someone who would like to explain a little more.
My name is Lily. Today our daily information is courage. Courage. The word courage comes from the French word for heart, courage, and what's it?
Courage is the ability.
Courage is the ability to what is in your heart to do you have the courage and to be nonviolent. For the season of nonviolence, we learned how to use nonviolent communication in violent situations using I feel statements.
So what we did was I gave them the structure of an I feel statement rather than where in conversations where people's voice get raised and offense is taken and there's bad intention. We talked about how to stay calm in violent situations, and they each wrote a Post-it that they're all personal, so I told them I'd share mine about how you structure this sentence. So it starts with the I feel. So I feel hurt when you talk behind my back, so as if this is to a friend or even a sibling or anything like that, because you are my closest friend, and it means the world to me to have your respect. So they each wrote one of those pertaining to their own situations that they had. And now I left them with a Post-it so that they have this structure next time they want to use it.
Yeah.
Dominic or Makai, did you want to share your I feel statement?
Last time, and we went to in the park, and my mom and dad and going to the park and to the place all the time, and I feel good. I'm happy to my friends to play school, and last time we go to the house, be my friends. Okay. I feel good.
Thank you. So let's stretch out our hands to these children, the delights of life. We love you.
We love you.
We see you.
We see you.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
And we support you unconditionally.
And we support you unconditionally.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. And thank you, Stacy and Dom, for being there for our children. We're going to have opportunities for more of you to assist with the children by bringing the place that gives us background checks here to East Bay. They'll be here on March 10th. We'll do a background check, and you too will have the opportunity to play during service. Yes. Well, now it's time to pray out, so let's stand. As you do so, I want to remind you that we have midday meditations Tuesday through Friday during the week. Healing Revealing service on Wednesday. Very sweet service. We have the possibility for you to get some massage work done or some chakra balancing done or some etheric healing done. Etheric means that you have a body that is carrying all of your past that is surrounding your outer body. So you get to heal those things that are lingering. And then I want you to know as you go throughout the week that what comes after 45 is 46. Postcards are there in the back for you to know that there is limited seating for our gala celebrating it. So we want you to get your tickets early. It's already available on the kiosk and online. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. Nadia, are you in the room? No, she's not. Okay. I'll do that another day. We have 2 new practitioners. I'll introduce them at a different time. Mother, Father God, we give thanks for this opportunity to come together to be love, to see love, and to embody love. These are our family values. We take them with us now as we move into our respective places to watch a game. And we see that on the field of love, there are many possibilities, but we're able to move past those challenges so that we can march in the light of God. We do so with the greatest of ease, knowing that light never stops shining, that presence is never absent, and we are made out of its substance. In gratitude for all that has been said, done, played, and sung, I release this word and I let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Two, 1.